It's hard to understand the way that you went out. I bet you're living with a little hint of doubt. Maybe next time when you gotta show your hand, you won't cut and run, you'll finally make a stand. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Existential questions always get you down. All you want to know is are we lost or found? Is there something that you feel you need to chase? I bet you thought you put me in my place. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. You can run, you can hide, but inside, I'm finally getting to you. Yes, it's true. I still love you, but I am getting to you.
Stand by to initiate release sequencer. On my mark. 5,
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2, 1. Mark.
Welcome back to the Resupply with me, guy next door.
Me, DK. Look how excited we are. Woo!
And me, fan.
Bring you your definitely weekly double tap of all things Space Marines and Laser Force. Sorry, too. Did I did I get you? Boy, oh boy, it feels like a hot minute since we've done a stream. And
There's a reason for that.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
It's been a hot minute since we've done a stream.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. I've missed it. I miss it when we don't stream. Like, I go through phases of can I be bothered? And then I say yes, I can be bothered. And definitely on time. Well, we did, put in a very last minute thing. I was out. I was looking at properties, all right, like a big boy. And
Baller status right there.
yeah, for anyone who knows my area that I live in, you know that it's basically one of the worst areas in New Zealand for traffic.
Yes.
Yeah, it might 100%. Be, aside from the motorway, it might be one of the worst roads in the country for traffic.
Well, yeah, you guys decided to build 15,000 houses down one row of a peninsula where you can only fit 2 houses on each side of the road.
And they just
we all have to leave sometime.
They just put in a retirement village, a massive retirement village just down the road from my house too. And you're like, why? Why did
they don't drive?
Well, they do. They definitely do. It is infuriating. But that's okay.
That's okay. Nice to see you guys. How the hell are you? How you been? What's new in your world? Anyone got any excellent laundry-related, exciting things they want to talk about?
Oh man, get ready.
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just catch you up. Like the last couple of weeks haven't been super eventful for me. Like, honestly, have been like kind of emotionally taxing because it's just that time of the semester where there's just this constant barrage of papers. There's all these expectations, all these things that have to be finished, and I don't know, weird weather stuff. But it was kind of like fucking with my depression quite a bit, and then like thinking about Nat's coming up, which I'm excited for, but I've also been in kind of a limbo situation with, okay, who am I going to play with? Number one, and number two, I have this kind of like potential looming schedule conflict with work, but so you know what, it's going to be better to ask for forgiveness than permission, and if I have to pull a sickie to play Nats, that's just what I'm going to have to do.
You want to chuck a sickie?
So I do not have tickets yet because I was getting all set to buy them. But then the other day we were doing a load of laundry and it sounded like somebody put a bunch of rocks in there, and not like little pebbles, more like big old
crack rocks.
That's weird. Why would anybody put on giant rocks in the washing machine? It sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Like, well, it's probably just unbalanced. So whatever, we'll flip the laundry around. So, but did another load and it's not doing too good. So the appliance fairy has visited us, and it's like, well, there's another nice, $1,200 to $1,800 that are not going to be in your pocket in the near future. So it was looking around, and it just got to be kind of an ordeal because ordinarily, fortunately, this happened like after I had like finally cleared out my inbox full of paper. So I was like, okay, I can breathe.
Yeah.
And then it's like, boop, nope, next crisis. But rather than that turning me into just a puddle of depression on the floor and being like, fuck it, I can't do anything, which a small part of me felt that way.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, you know what? Now I got a problem to solve. I got a project to do. Let me go look at what else is available. Let me start taking measurements of our space, all that. So I go and I'm like, okay, like prices are not terribly different from what I was expecting. Like, yeah, it sucks to have to shell out over $1,000 for a new appliance, but stuff's old. I knew it was going to have to be replaced eventually. So you just kind of like bake that into your expectations. First, I was feeling okay. Then I go back and I look at the measurements of like our laundry space again, and it has this recessed alcove, but our current washer dryers, which are not very big, are stacked on top of each other, and there's like that much clearance on either side. So I'm like, ooh, I don't think I can get anything much bigger than this. And then I'm looking at the height, and there's like this beam that runs across. So even though there is more vertical space, like if you could somehow hook the washing machine in, it's like, oh, what? There's this empty space right here. So then I'm all thinking about things like, well, could I like cut a hole through that cabinet to make sure that I could plug this or that? And it's like, no. And right at the point where the world is about to collapse and I'm going to have a fucking panic attack because now all the washing machines are too big to fit in my fucking apartment, I'd see this ad that pops up because I've been Googling things that it's just like, yeah, I'd get this new all-in-one washer dryer in one machine. And I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing now, huh? So started looking around at that, and although it will involve downsizing from our current laundry situation, I think it will work okay. So that's like in the works. That's my exciting laundry situation. That is my chronicle of adulting for the week is, oh my God, what happened to washing machine technology in the last 10 years that suddenly they all got about 10% larger?
Yeah.
Just, well, sorry, you're not zoned for that. Like, you live in essentially a fucking European space, and you want American appliances, and we make them big here, God damn
it. This is going to use subscribe for you. It's high quality. It's high quality adulting. The beam is sure to not be structural.
Totally.
Yeah, just
I'm sure I can saw through that. No problem.
Be fine. Don't worry about
it. Yeah, there would definitely be no short, medium, and long-term ramifications of that action. None whatsoever.
Why is that wall sagging?
It's probably California. It must be an earthquake.
Yeah, exactly right. Sam, what have you been up to, man? Happy birthday for the other day, by the way.
Yeah, happy birthday to you too.
Thank you.
Since we've both gotten a year older, yeah, that's what have I been up to? Like, I don't really actually think I've been up to that much because like all of my days keep blending together because of work being so fucking garbage. Like work continues to be garbage. Like that's the update.
Yeah.
Work is
Tell me about it.
still garbage and bullshit. And you know, do you really need another rant from me about that? Probably not. Um, I might give you one anyway, but you definitely don't need one. And I have come to the conclusion. So I obviously, play a lot of indoor soccer. Like that is my exercise of choice because, exercise that you can basically fake yourself into doing is the best exercise.
Yeah.
For all that, I also, run a fair bit. Like running, I don't actually really enjoy running that much.
No,
I
it's fucking
do it-
horrible.
Yeah.
It's
I
awful.
do it. I
Why
do
would
it
anybody do
because it's effective. There's and there are benefits to it and this that, and the other, but I don't necessarily enjoy it. But I enjoy soccer. Like getting me out the door for a soccer game, super easy.
Mm-hmm.
Getting me out the door, to run between 5 and 8Ks.
Yeah,
It's too many Ks, bro.
Yeah, it's way too many games. But that's why, people back in the day would they would employ the use of lion technology, as in I'll go for a
chasing
run, when there's a deadly animal trying to eat me.
Yeah.
Or those psychos who show up on horseback every couple of summers and burn all our crops.
Yeah, exactly.
Colonialists?
Sure.
Yeah.
Also, yes.
Somebody's always fucking with somebody else in history. Like literally, this is the only thing that I have learned in my years of history.
Shout out white people.
People be fucking with each other.
And
People be fucking
it's-
with each other.
And it's usually white people fucking with everybody. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
accurate. But I have made what I'm thinking may be a mistake, in that I'm currently playing on 4 different teams at once.
You football.
It's my plan for
hoe.
Nats too.
So I'm playing, a minimum of 4 games a week, and it's usually, it's been like 5 to 6 a week because I also still occasionally sub for other teams, and some teams have had double headers and this, that, and the other. What I am rapidly figuring out is that 4 to 6 games a week at 46 is not the same as 4 to 6 games a week at, 21, 22. And I realized that this should have been, fucking obvious off the jump. Like, I acknowledge that I'm a fucking idiot. Like, let's be very clear about this. But I didn't necessarily think it was going to be like, this much abuse on my body. So yeah, it's the wonderful world of getting older and realizing that, oh yeah, no, you do actually need a little more recovery time between games, because throwing yourself around like an idiot to save shots is relatively physically taxing in a number of different ways. So now have I learned from this? Probably not. I will probably continue to make this same poor choice going forward.
Too many notes here, Mozart.
Yeah, just simplify. Can I just have less notes? Yeah, that's pretty much how that's gonna go.
You said
That was a deep cut for all the kids in chat, by the way.
Well, I thought I was like, is he the Mozart of here? But
Definitely not.
He's
That's
the
you,
Mozart of goalkeeping.
because that's me,
and,
baby.
and playing ammo.
Yeah. Man, you're almost 50. That's brutal.
First off, fuck you.
I have a lot of questions. First of all, how dare you?
Hey, Lucy.
For second, yeah, the math checks out. I am now closer to 50 than I am than I am to 40, which is
Horrific.
Yeah, you can miss me with that, bro.
yeah, I legitimately don't know how I feel about that, because as with so many things, like in my head, I am not 46.
Just bury that shit deep down.
We're 29. We're always gonna be 29.
29.
Well, so
Perfect.
Steve-O, unfortunately, like that's what I used to do, and then I did all this fucking therapy, and so now,
Oh, yeah.
and so now it's much harder to actually bury everything down because I've done all this therapy to be like, oh no, actually sit with your
Well
feelings
adjusted.
Oh,
and
look at this person with good
work-
mental health, adjusting to the aging process in a healthy way.
Oh, Stanley.
I'm off to buy a sports car. I'll see you guys later.
Stallion 50 next year. Goodness me, you guys are old. You know what? I'm gonna start working on both of yours eulogies this year. that's the
That's pretty presumptuous for a man who's in hospital about every other week.
Yeah. By the way, kidney stones doing much better. Thank you. Have we done a show since I was in hospital? I don't think so.
You have to be more specific which time.
the most recent time. I can't remember. Sorry, Than, I cut you off.
It wouldn't be the first time, and it's not going to be the last. So yeah, the whole thing of being closer to 50 than to 40 is admittedly doing my head in a little bit, because father time is undefeated, and that's just the thing that's going to happen. I mean,
So far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's anybody on this pod even close to the socioeconomic strata that you would need to be in to try to defeat Father Time. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've been getting platelet-rich plasma blood infusions from Jackal every week to make sure I keep my keep myself strong.
Yeah, why do you think it's so hard for them to afford a new washer-dryer combo?
It's got to be installed in my blood boy.
That money's spoken for, baby. Well, so man, what a busy couple of weeks. Went to hospital, had a birthday. Just
That's a great birthday present.
oh yeah, not great. You're not great. PRP is so expensive here now. I don't know what that is. Is it the thing that you said, DK?
Platelet-rich plasma, I think, is probably what that stands for.
Spare kidney. Yeah. So I've been away. So normally, I wouldn't have just not done a show just because it was my birthday. But I've been away. Went down. My mum came over for a couple of weeks. For a memorial service for a friend of theirs that passed away last year. So I drove down and helped to make a start in cleaning out their storage container. So when Dad first got diagnosed, they moved all their shit back to New Zealand with the expectation, we'll live in New Zealand. And then he only lasted 9 months, so it is what it is. But
I was gonna make a very tasteless joke there about dumb shops, but I think I'll let it go.
I would have liked it.
Stephen Gardner likes this.
Whole bugbear gardener. But yeah, you're not off. You're not wildly off base with that comment, because before my dad passed away, my dad was he was a bikie, right? So.
Yeah.
But he was also a massive model train enthusiast, which as I kind of go through life now, I realize maybe my dad was on the spectrum.
You're like, oh, right, my father's also autistic.
Yeah.
That is literally one of the leading indicators. So
Yeah, did you like model trains?
Everyone's like, oh, everybody has autism these days. Like, oh yeah, I'm sure those guys in their 50s who had model trains, they were just completely neurotypes the whole time. There definitely wasn't anything that was different about
Yeah, and I mean he'd been into model trains since the early 90s, I think. So many years into model railway, and then the last 6 months of his life, I made the dumb mistake of teaching him how to use the buy now functionality on TradeMe, which is
no.
New Zealand's eBay.
eBay. Oh
Um,
no.
And he bought a fuck ton of things before he died, and and even after he died, packages still were showing up at my cousin's house, who he was living with at the time. He just turned up and be like, "Oh, cool." So there's like
That's what we call it, going out in a blaze of glory.
he was like, "Hey, remember like the very little inheritance money that I had for you? It'll
No.
be arriving in the
Nah,
form
bro.
of a train set." So in this container, this thing is pretty big. I can't remember exactly how big. Maybe a 40-foot container, maybe 60-foot
fuck.
container, big container,
Oh fuck. Okay.
packed all the way from one end to the other with boxes and shit. And it because it's their whole life put into boxes and shit
Right.
back here.
Yep.
I was going through a bunch of it. We cleaned out maybe a third, maybe a quarter of it. Because a lot of it was just clothes and like household shit that my mom's just like, I don't, that was our life before. I don't need that stuff now. We can get rid of it. But he had, I think, the big like plastic containers, right? I think there's about 45 to 50 of these fucking things filled,
Jesus.
packed with model train stuff.
Your dad was so on the spectrum.
yeah. And so I
just really love trains.
yeah, I bought a bunch. I bought like 7 of the boxes home with me back to Auckland.
Of course you did.
I spent last weekend shooting, photographing and listing, I think 1 container's worth, and that was like 40 odd individual listings. So like to sell all of his train shit is
It's gonna be a while.
Oh, dude, I'm thinking I was like, yeah, maybe we had one of mum and dad's friends whose brother was into model trains come out and take a look, and he was like, you basically gotta get into model trains in order to learn enough to get rid of all this stuff. And I was like, cool.
Yeah, basically anything that's like hobbyist related, because it's like you're cleaning that stuff out and you're trying to just sell these things off, and you're like, you have no idea, like,
Yeah.
like, oh, this could be a super rare collector's thing. This is worth like $4,000.
Yeah.
I shouldn't just give this away. And some other person's like, motherfucker, I got this for like $10 off this
Yeah.
desperate idiot.
Yeah,
who
and
wants
like,
the shit out of the house.
I'm trying to like raise enough money for my mum, because essentially it's like her like go towards a retirement fund, So,
Mhm.
yeah, it's gonna be a mission, but it is what it is. I think I'm gonna take a
Or
commission.
counter proposal.
Yeah.
You could use the trains as part of an elaborate public demonstration where you set up the model trains so they run all the way across the road that goes into and out of Devonport, and so that way you do this like public demonstration to convince the town council that traffic stuff is just too
We need
much.
we need
And look,
transit.
everybody's backed up behind the model trains right now.
Yeah. I reckon there's enough shit in there to build an actual rail system from one end of the country to the other.
I mean, Auckland could use that. New Zealand
Yeah,
could use that. That's-
yeah.
Yep. And
What's
you would
this?
have more high-speed rail than is in the entire United States currently.
It needs to be at least 3 times as big. But yeah, it's been a good little while. Good couple of weeks. I have missed coming on and talking with you guys and hanging out and stuff. So I'm glad that we get to do that today. Real quick, couple of like announcement things. So obviously, as you guys are well aware, Laser Force Space Marines 5 Internationals 2025 is in Brisbane, Australia this year. First week of August. Gonna be damn cool. During that week, one thing first. For anyone who's interested, the majority of us are going to book our accommodation at the Brisbane Gateway motor lodge thing. So
Same place y'all stayed in 2018.
Yeah, and 14.
And 14.
Yeah, and I think
Okay,
the time before that.
The last time.
Yeah.
Okay,
12,
well,
I think. No, not 12.
I wasn't there in 14. I was staying elsewhere in 18.
What an idiot.
What a loser.
Fuck off.
You wanted to go, but with no income, you can't just. Yeah, bro, that sucks, darling. Hopefully stuff picks up soon for you guys. But yeah, for anyone that's looking to book, that's where we're all gonna stay. It is awesome staying in the same place. So if you are looking to stay somewhere and you don't have anywhere booked yet, book a cabin there, because every time we do it, it's just so much fun. Being within walking distance of hangouts is just, it makes Nat so much better. And I think this is probably the best accommodation set up for anywhere that I've been to for Nats, because it can accommodate everyone. And yeah, it's so good. And it's like, just up the road, maybe 15 minutes with no traffic to Lasers, so pretty close.
It's close. I do remember it being close when I went over to hang out and when we did live shows.
Yeah.
It's close enough that it doesn't feel like a super big hike from the center. As long as if you're not driving back like 2-3 times a day, like you go in the morning, you leave, you go get dinner somewhere, you come back, and
And if you then want to venture out like later in the night, it's close to town as well. Like it's not Ballarat cold, exactly right.
And it's not Ballarat. I mean, you could have just ended that sentence at "It's not Ballarat." Full stop. Like the full stop could have just come right after Ballarat.
You want to go have a barbecue in the park? It'll be a perfectly comfortable temperature.
So
might be dark though.
One thing that has been announced is, as you guys know, myself and the other members of what we call the Bro Force, we have a yearly competition, which is essentially fantasy sports but with video games. Last year, our good friend Frosthammer, he lost, and his punishment is that he has to do a Type 5 stand-up comedy set, which has been confirmed. It will be the week of Nats. It'll be the Wednesday night. If you want to buy tickets, because they sell out, go to that link there and buy tickets for the Wednesday, the 6th of August night show. That bar is also owned by friends, so you want to come and check it out with us. It's going to be a pretty fun evening, I think. It'll be a cool.
100% I'm doing that.
Oh yeah,
100% I'm doing that.
yeah. I put it out here because here's a good if you want tickets, buy tickets before they sell out. It'll be cool to have that entire room packed with Laser Force crew. I think the theater seats like 60 or 100, I think. So it's pretty intimate. So basically, we get to see Frosty's flop sweat up close. Oh yeah, dude. I actually saw him this week because he was up in Auckland for a friend of ours' birthday, and whilst he was a little inebriated, he told me a joke that he had cut from his set. I enjoyed it. It didn't go down too well. But it was great. It makes me real excited to see how he does. I think he's gonna kill it. He was also saying to me, "Oh, I really want to tell you my opening joke," and I was like, "Please don't do that." And he's like, "Oh, cool. I'm gonna threaten you with it to get you to do stuff." And I was like, "If you tell me your opening joke, when you're on stage, I'm gonna tell it before you do. I'm gonna yell it out. Don't tell me your
Yell
joke.
the punchline.
Yeah, yeah. You'll regret it. Don't tell me.
Frosty, don't tell somebody who's funnier than you what your joke is gonna be, because I mean I love Frosty. He's a great guy. He's a wonderful human being. Obviously, I don't know him as well as you and the rest of Broforce do, but the interactions I've had with him, he's a lovely human being.
Yeah,
he's wonderful. He's fine. He is so much less funny than you. It's ridiculous.
He's funny. He's different. He's different funny. He's very funny.
He's different funny. But if he tells you his opening joke, you will tell it better than he will. Basically the point
I'll build my entire set. I'll do a set as well and do it before him. We had talked about this. We were I was like, oh, maybe I should just do one. I've always kind of thought about doing stand up, and he was like, don't you fucking dare. it'd be amusing. That's gonna be a fun night. I really
I'll
found
only,
that.
I'll only laugh if all the jokes are about Warhammer 40k. I'll be the only person laughing.
Well, the one he cut was about Pokemon, so
Okay, it's at least in the neighborhood.
yeah,
so.
yeah.
I'm wondering. I'm wondering if I should just buy like 15 or 20 of these tickets just now, just so that
No,
no.
no, don't do
No,
that.
make other people buy
Make
their
other
own.
people buy them. Yeah,
Don't put yourself on the hook for that, Than.
Yeah.
For all we know, by the time it gets to Wednesday night, like my fucking feet are cunted. I need to just sit on the couch.
Plus, I assume they've got other people on that night. All right, 50 cents.
The tickets are
That's really funny.
bucks, Australian, which
That's cheap.
which
Real
makes them
cheap.
which makes them literally like $6 US right now.
They're
So
real cheap.
that was the only reason I was making the suggestion, because and here and there is a practical consideration for it, because some of the children either don't have a card that will let them make an international
True.
transaction or
See
whatnot.
you,
So
Stallion.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get
Thanks,
it.
Dad.
Like, what would be... you could go one of two ways with that. The first is we buy the entire show out and nobody turns up. But that only
would kinda
really affects the other comedians. It kind of...
Let's kind of fuck to the other people.
The other thing is that we buy all of the tickets, we sell it out, and we have it as part of part of the activities for the week. But there it
Did
is
you
a
just
format.
announce a criminal fucking conspiracy on the air right now?
No.
I'm gonna buy up all the tickets and then scalp them to other people.
Not scalp them. Well, I mean, now that you say that. Speaking of making money, so we after the Nats tournament on the Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, we're doing a disc golf tournament. We've actually, well, and by we I mean Troy. Troy has secured a couple of other sponsors. So RPM have sponsored our competition this year with some prize discs. So there'll be some prize frisbees that we're going to give away during the tournament. Just put tariffs on for the Americans.
Oh, fuck off, Ducky. Oh my god.
But Troy's
you're not wrong, but fuck off.
Troy's actually secured a couple of other sponsors for the tournament as well. So
Nice.
the first one is a company called Naturally Cooked. They are a sustainable what? What'd you say?
What?
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Wow. Okay. It's a basically, well, not basically. It's a sunscreen, sun block company. Good looking product. I think a portion of their sales goes towards 10% of their profits go towards mental health in Australia, which is pretty fucking
Nice.
awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
So they've put up a couple of prizes as well. The other company that is come on is a company called Trade Mutt, and I believe that they're a apparel company, but they have put up a couple of prizes as well. So it's gonna be pretty sweet. But yeah, their logos and shit will be added to the t-shirts that will be available for pre-order. When we finalize those, so
Nice.
that'll probably be at the end of April. We'll put those up. There'll be, the Nats tees are being worked on. Marco is again helping us out with the logo for Nats this year. So once that is done, we'll look to put together a pretty fucking sweet looking Nats tee for people to buy.
Nice.
There's gonna be so many ways for you to give me your money this year, so
I'm just glad that this year you can't FOMO me into going because I've already got my fucking ticket.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. There were definitely a few points leading up to Auckland where it was just like, could you just shut the fuck up? That'd be
Good.
fucking
Yeah.
great.
That's the goal.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
And fuck you. But yeah, no, there's definitely a few moments in Late Autumn where I did want
Got
to
it,
reach
Billy.
the screen and throttle you. So you know.
The last bit of promo thing, I think, well, at least for my promo stuff. I think we're gonna look to do another Resupply disc golf disc. This one will be called the Backtrack. Always remember your backtrack, kids. So yeah, I'll put a pre-order out for that as well. Basically,
Okay, but does the disc like go out and then come back?
no, that's
say?
called a
Like, is it-
boomerang, mate.
Yeah,
That-
I was like, that's
They're illegal. They're illegal in disc golf. No boomerang. It's a roller disc. No, it's not. It'll be a straight mid-range disc, I think. I think that's what it will be. But yeah,
it's just confusing. That's not what backtracking is. I mean,
Yeah,
come on,
no,
let's
but-
get the labeling right.
there's no other disc that come back to you. That's a boomerang. It's a different sport. Fucker.
What sport exactly is it where people throw boomerangs at you?
Hunting.
Kangaroo killing.
Hunting.
Okay.
Yeah, hunting. Yeah, that's what that's called.
Sorry, I didn't mean to insult the national pastime of Australia.
You want to play to go,
No.
mate?
That is also colonialism. So
Right. That's enough of that. Let's talk about like Nats a little bit. I'm pretty excited, boys. We've I think finalized our team. We will possibly be rostering 7. We will see. We've got pretty sure we've got 6 locked down. So Auckland is sending a full team.
sweet.
Nope.
How are you guys looking?
Well, we're just talking about that before stream. Actually, we have some stuff in the works, essentially to create a kind of third team of people from the U.S. because it looks like Loveland is going to have a full team, depending on exactly which 6 they're going to go with. But Loveland's going to have a full team. East Coast's going to have a team, and so I guess we can call this a U.S. West team because it's people like from California, Oregon, Utah, a couple other Loveland people who might jump in. So I think that'll be. Hopefully, we can get a full 3 U.S. teams. I had a chat to old mate Rusty about an hour before we came on air, and I'm certainly not going to spill all the contents of what we talked about, but you can expect some kind of update from him next week regarding some of the other specifics of the tournament. And I would not be surprised if he came on one of these illustrious podcasts to talk about it, whether it's our fine podcast or the better Loveland Laser Tag podcast.
Probably that one.
I mean, he'll probably end up on both of them, probably multiple times.
Yeah.
In the lead up, that's
Yeah.
just how that's gonna go.
Yeah.
I hope you caught the latest episode where they took more shots at Triple Threat, Steve.
What? I didn't. I don't listen to that
Okay.
garbage. Fuck that
Well-
podcast.
To be fair, I do listen to it, but there were a couple of the more recent episodes that were like 3+ hours, and I was like, no.
Ain't nobody got over that.
I just was like, no.
Honestly, those were really interesting. Like, I couldn't just like sit there and focus on them the whole time, but when
Right.
I was doing stuff like painting or
Yeah.
doing whatever else, listening to them in the background, like
Taking a shit.
I think I mentioned this whenever the last time we did our show is that it was really interesting to hear a conversation and hear like a different perspective of
Yeah.
many of the same events that I had experienced,
Yeah.
and kind of like processing for myself that it's like it doesn't always click that, oh yeah, that was the experience of a newer player. I hadn't been a newer player on the Nat scene since literally
the
like the
80s.
last century.
Yeah, it is one of those things where like those pods, like they are on my list to listen to. It's just like looking at them and like there was one that was like 2.5 hours, and there was one that was 3, and another one that was 2, and it's just like, you know, there's only so much content consumption time that I have, and those are not podcasts that I can listen to while I'm working,
Nah.
because you know, I have to be able to focus on
What
I'm
about
doing,
commuting?
and my commute is, you know,
From
upstairs
there
to
to
downstairs.
downstairs.
So
You don't wander
know,
around your house with just random podcasts blaring really loudly?
I pretty frequently do,
Me
actually.
too.
It actually is a thing that happens.
Dan actually was like, "There's always a dude yelling from your pants," and I was like, "Yeah, that's
Blimey.
yeah."
It's little Steve, yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, there is." But yeah, I haven't listened to it. What did they say about Triple Threat?
Oh, it was just shots fired about like which is the better format, duos versus triple threat.
Triple
so
threat.
Luke decided.
Duos
Yeah,
is
Luke
dumb.
just decided to. Okay, well now that very good. You've hit the ball back to them. So in the next episode, we can get another.
No, Triple
fired
Threat is
back at
dumb.
us. But honestly, it is interesting to me because like 2015 doesn't actually seem like that long ago to me because my playing career like goes back much farther than that. But yeah, when that's like somebody's entire career kind of started then. But I honestly I do think of 2015 as like the start of a new era though, where there really was a lot more growth and expansion in the U.S. It is kind of unfortunate that it basically kind of stopped with Loveland, but it's still we had 5-6 sites that were all viable, sending good tournament teams for a good chunk of years there after 2015. So that was cool to see, and it's interesting to think of somebody coming up in that environment versus when we're having to really scrape the bottom of the barrel just to get like 4 teams at a Nats way back in the day.
Yeah. I was at this party during the week, and one of the people I was talking to, she was born in 2002.
I find that offensive.
Yeah,
and they're older than some of the students in my class, by the way.
Yeah. It was very sobering. I stopped drinking and then I drove home. Yeah. But yeah, the youths don't know. They don't know. Triple Threat's the better format.
Okay, now we've gotten to our actual topic.
Yeah. So 1 year younger than you. Exactly right, Lucy. Born in the 2000s. Pah.
But yeah, if you're someone who's still on the fence about booking your ticket to Brisbane, Caleb, why don't you get on that and come on,
yeah,
we'll
Caleb.
have a good time.
Yeah. You know what I really hate is when Caleb hasn't already bought a ticket to Nats.
No, it's the worst, right?
It's the
Very much the worst. Although it's something cool that Caleb is doing.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is out there, so we can say this. Cedar City is in process of redoing their arena.
That's pretty sweet.
Given the fucking death trap that arena was, but prior to whatever they're doing with it, like it almost doesn't matter what they're doing. And I have not seen any updated pictures yet. He said they were like painting this week, so I'm like actually very eagerly awaiting pictures to kind of see what they've done.
I'm really gonna miss taking my life into my own hand, going for a base run in that arena.
Yeah, it almost is not going to matter what they do. It will still be better than what they had before.
just take all of the obstacles out. Immediately better.
It would be safer. That is for sure. So hopefully, and I know that there's kind of a very high level plan with no dates yet. They're supposed to be some sort of extended members night / mini tourney thing, sometime late May, early June, so we can all christen the arena together, as it were.
Blimey on that one too.
Words very deliberately chosen. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they've done with the arena and going and playing it. And on top of that, it'll just be nice to have another site that's viable for us to go to gather and do stuff at, because like right now it's it's basically Loveland or Syracuse.
Yep.
And it's Loveland because Loveland is a lot more easy for everybody to get to, whereas Syracuse, unfortunately, getting direct flights to Syracuse.
But on the other hand, But on the other hand, Syracuse is awesome because Sanchelos let us do whatever we want.
Also very true. Like there is a definite difference in the level of freedom that we have between the two sites, which is not to say that Jeff doesn't give us a decent amount in Loveland. It's just we
No one
just
is
kind of get the
Sanch.
run of the place. Yeah. Sanch,
That man will MacGyver an air conditioning moisture trap in the middle of a tournament just so people can get their
Keep
games
playing.
in.
Legend.
That's the level of commitment
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. So very, very looking forward to, that event happening whenever we finally get dates. Although I have definitely bugged Caleb a few times. Like, I need you to set dates like now. So
Yeah,
that,
like mid to late May is not that far away at
yeah,
this point.
like
He's like, I need you to come the fuck down.
I mean, he did basically say that to me, but
Hopefully, no more appliances break, and I can go ahead and make that trip out there.
Yeah. Yes,
yeah,
hopefully.
that'd be awesome.
Or just wear dirty clothes, mate. It's not that hard. I don't see a problem. Get it. You've got a gun hose, don't you?
Well, that one's already taken care of. It's any
yeah.
other appliances that might break. Because I know the water heater is definitely on its last legs, too.
Well, you know how to make fire, right? And Yeah.
Yep.
Fire
That is my plan.
and a big old pot, and you're all good to go. Don't need a water heater, pussies. DK soup.
No. But
Is that Tang? Yeah.
This could use a little more salt.
A little more Tang. Right. Yeah. There's good things, and we're a little, we're a little super vague about like Nat stuff today because, like DK said, we're gonna have an announcement coming soon.
Yeah. Also, I don't fucking know anything, so what am I gonna tell you?
Well, I also had a conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some stuff coming soon. I don't think. What's the better way to say
sometimes
this?
accurate, yeah.
Before you
Just
speak,
leave it there.
Correct. So we set a bar last year with the quality that was the streaming side of Nats.
Correct.
I don't think the bar will be met this year. From that perspective, only because the amount
You're
of work.
playing.
Well, so yes, I am playing. There are people that have put their hand up and said that they'd love to commentate. One of whom might be a ex Chula Vista player. But yeah, I think the big thing that made last year, one of the big things that made last year so good was the player profiles. Now
Those were cool.
they were amazing, and big shout out again to Luke for basically making all of that happen. No, but I don't know if that same kind of thing will be available for this year. Only because
Fair.
Luke is very talented at what he does. He edited everything. He shot everything. I think he did all the graphics and stuff. In fact, I know he did because he sent them all to me. So unless somebody wants to put their hand up to take that on, which I there might be somebody in Brisbane that has the ability to do it, but at this stage, I don't think we'll have that kind of stuff.
And it's a lot harder too, because for the most part, all Luke had to do was during a Mega Members Night just wrangle people one at a time and shove a camera in their face for 3 minutes.
Yeah,
and that was literally the thing I was gonna say. It's like we had like 2 Mega Members Nights in the run up where we knew that was going to happen, and so like
might even been 3.
Yeah,
honestly.
two.
I feel like we played a lot in Loveland, but basically between 2023 and 2024, I went to Loveland like, I don't know, 6 times maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that, but well, my point was that there were 2 Mega Members Night when like we kind of knew that was a thing that was going to be happening.
Yeah.
And like the first one, like we didn't really get that many, and then the one that was immediately before Nats, like a couple of months out, he got like everybody
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, the fact that the fact that pretty much everybody who was going to be at Nats for the most part was there at various times, so that could all be done in advance, basically made it so that it was actually possible. If all of us just descend on Brisbane like 2 or 3 days before the tournament starts, there's no fucking way that
That's
is
not gonna
going to happen.
Yeah.
All right, so if you're going to Brisbane, everybody go make a TikTok and just send it to Rusty, and he'll put it together.
Well, so what I was about to say was the way around it is that we could look to do it different. I don't think it'll be as good because, like Luke, that's what he does. But like his camera equipment, his microphone setup, like all that stuff is excellent. We could put the onus on teams to interview themselves, which would alleviate some of the work, but there's still all the editing, all the graphics, all that stuff. It's a massive
It's a
job.
lot of work.
Yeah. It would basically.
Yeah,
was
well,
a
I'm grateful
part-time
for it.
job.
I think I've said this many times, is that I'm very grateful for that,
Mhm.
and I think last year was great, but I don't think that we can use that as a realistic standard to say that, this is what Nats is from now on.
Yeah.
Like, if someone wants to take that on, great, but that is, you literally were working like another.
It's a part-time job. Yeah.
I wouldn't even say part-time job. It was like a full-time job for a
Kind
little
of.
while there. There were a lot of late night Steve texts of, "Okay, can you help me test this thing on the stream real quick?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that kind of, I don't want to say uncompensated labor, because it's compensated in personal satisfaction, but
Yeah.
it is not paid labor,
Yeah.
and that is a lot to ask of somebody.
For sure. But if there are people out there that want to take it on, awesome. I don't know. So the other thing as well is that we haven't really figured out how we're going to run the stream. So again, it was easy for me to do it from here because my PC is set up to run.
Do the thing.
It's a decent PC. It's got good graphics card and is able to like actually run that shit. My plan so far for Nats is to take my ROG Ally X and run the PC stream from that, which it'll run the stream fine. But all the added stuff, probably not.
Right.
I haven't tested it. I mean, it could work, but as far as I'm aware, they're actually beefy little things. But
They're beefy little things, but there's a
this.
difference. Yeah,
Yeah.
There's a difference between using a fuck off desktop machine
Yeah.
to do a thing versus a laptop
handheld.
/ tablet
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, we could maybe make something work. I know Gabe is working on some stuff in the background, so it'll have the stream will have a different feel to it anyway. And really, at the end of the day, the stream isn't really for the people that are attending Nats. The stream is for everyone else. So if people want a good,
So if you're
quality
not there,
watch-
you'll like what we give you.
yeah.
You don't like it, get yourself to Nats.
Yeah, exactly
Yellow.
right. Come along. It's better than a duos tournament. But yeah. So yeah, there's some stuff in the works. I don't know if it's not going to be the same. It'll still be good.
Right.
Is kind of where I was going with that. But that stuff is all stuff that's still to be finalized as well. Kind of hinging around like graphics and shit. But yeah, if we could get a decent commentary team, like if I wasn't playing, I'm going regardless. But if I wasn't playing, then I would love to do commentary for the week. But
Hey, you got an all-star heavy title to defend in Brisbane. I don't want to hear any of this. I'm not playing nonsense.
My knees, man. I'm struggling to move these days. So if we roster 7, fucker, yeah.
Well, you got 4 months. You got 4 months to get to make your knees stop sounding like a cement mixer.
Yeah. Hey, Tin Man, you got to get out the magic oil. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to touch on today?
Have we touched on anything other than just, hey, if you want to go to Brisbane, you should go, and we're going to have more information about that soon. And if you have booked your ticket, as I know some people have, don't forget to do stuff like get your visa as well.
Oh,
Because it
yeah.
would really suck to get to Australia and then be like, we didn't give you permission to enter our country. You awful Americans, get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're not your parents, so we're not responsible for you to do all the things you need to be doing to prepare.
It's cheap.
correct.
It's easy. It'll take you 10 minutes, honestly, and just Google Australian visa. What did you say it costs, Stan? It's like 30 bucks Australian or something?
Yeah, it was $20 Australian. So when
20
I did
Australian.
it, so when I did it the other day, it cost
It's like
me
50 cents.
it cost me
fine.
$12.
Thanks,
the
Obama.
one thing that I will say is that it's all done now via a smartphone app, because everything's done via fucking smartphone app. And the one thing that was a little touchy / twitchy to actually get right was the fucking picture that you have to take as part, part
getting
of
it
the
to, like,
process.
go around your face.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
the same thing for the New Zealand one that I did a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
It's fine for me. I've got a big old moon face, but for anyone else with a regular face.
This is why I strategically keep like one part of my wall blank, just in case I need photos like that. I don't need art or enrichment.
Well, that should be your side hustle, doing passport photos for people.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was legitimately frustrated trying to get that picture sorted, because it just kept going like, no, this is not good enough. No, this is not good enough. If you need help, please contact us for assistance. It basically
Don't
says,
you know who I am?
It basically says, if you have a medical reason for why you could not get a valid picture, contact us for assistance. And it's like, well, that's not great.
I medically
Damn,
done.
they fucking roasted you, bro.
Yeah.
Medically, I don't have a
medical
face.
condition or something. Oh my god.
Yeah. So
But-
yeah, but again, I mean, it is cheap. It does need to be done, before
Get it
before
done
you
now.
travel.
Do it now.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
If you start watching this dumb show, go right now. You're in front of a device. Go and sort it right now. If you're coming to Nats, go and sort it. In fact, even if you're not going to Nats, just do it anyway. Who cares?
Yeah, doesn't hurt to have an Australian visa in your back pocket.
That's
It's good for
right.
like 10 years or something.
Yeah, you know who doesn't have tariffs? Everywhere else. No, just jokes.
At least not any new ones. I don't know what ordinary customs duties they have.
True.
I'm sure it costs something to ship things somewhere, but
No, not up your butt.
yeah. You guys in New Zealand, you never have to pay any extra for shipping.
That's right. Never ever.
That's why Steve was always asking me to smuggle him things from the U.S. every now and then.
Hashtag nose beers. Snuffles, I nominate Thunder juiced up on a gallon bag of Swedish fish for commentary. I'd watch that.
God.
I'd definitely watch that. Oh jeez, I can't believe that
Yeah.
got flushed
But
out of there again.
Every sentence would start with, well, I could say a lot of things about this match. And then he would wax poetic for like 20 minutes about how to play scout in this one particular situation. The whole game will have gone by. And it will have been very interesting, but none of the action will have been called.
Yeah, that's the secret of commentary. It's just as easy as that. Yes, do your Esther. Get your flu jabs, I guess. Buy travel insurance. Fucking buy travel insurance.
Definitely get travel insurance.
I
Jesus
never
Christ.
ever buy travel insurance going to Australia, because what's the point? I basically live there. But this time I did, because I was like, fuck it, I'm going for like almost 2 weeks at this point. So I'm gonna be in hospital at least once.
Probably. Yeah, no, I've got like I purchased the travel insurance when I bought my ticket.
Mhm.
My like the credit card that I booked the ticket on also has its own set of backup insurance as well. Like, yeah, no, I've definitely
Okay,
done the thing.
So
as far
from
as
me
that goes.
not getting it and Than's like way hypochondriac insurance getting, find yourself in the middle somewhere. Australia's pretty friendly, as long as you don't venture anywhere. The Dark Owls
The Dark Eves.
Eves. Yeah, I'm not even gonna read the rest. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I can't wait. This might be, and we've seen it before. I think this Nance is gonna be one not to miss. Don't miss this.
I mean,
Nance.
I mean, they're all Nats
No.
to not miss
No,
because
not all of them.
Okay. Most of them recently.
We've had
How's
very
that?
occasional misses, but by and
Yeah.
large, Nats is like pretty much my favorite time of the year, like every year.
Yeah.
So it's like pizza. Even when it's mediocre, it's still pretty
It's
good.
pretty good. Are you guys gonna play disc golf?
Well, the issue is that as things stand right now,
Yeah.
I will probably have to leave the Sunday after the tournament. Now, if I in fact do not have to be back in California, my plan would actually probably be to extend my stay so I can at least hang out with you guys. Whether I play disc golf or not,
Yeah.
I would also just want to like hang out with you and the Oakley boys
Yeah.
and
Who
just
are coming,
mess
but
around.
not playing
Yeah.
tag.
Yeah. Yeah. But just to mess around for a few other days. But other than that, it is very possible I may have to be back in the States, and I will basically arrive back at my house in like mid-morning on Sunday, have to sleep it off, and then be back at work on Monday morning.
That's so killer,
Yeah.
man.
And
It's gonna fucking suck. But,
yeah,
but it should make for a very interesting introduction to my students, being like, "Hey, everybody, I just got a 15-hour flight, so get the fuck out of here, and I need to go take a nap."
New professor's either on drugs or he's the angriest dude ever. One of the two.
I don't see why the two are mutually exclusive.
yeah, I was about to say, ¿por qué no los dos?
Depends on the drugs. I don't think so too. Well, yes and no. Like if you're in a wheelchair that has like good off-road wheels, then maybe. But they do involve a lot of cruising around on the grass. And seeing as it's winter there, I'd imagine there'd be a decent amount of water rolling through there. Although, I think someone in Queensland can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think it's wetter in the summer than it is in the
Yeah, I
winter.
don't remember it raining that much. I mean, granted, I've only been to Brisbane twice, but of the two trips, I really only remember 1 or 2 days where there was rain. There was one like really severe downstorm. Remember when we were at Lasers?
Yeah.
One time. I think that was in 2018. But yeah, other than that, it's like
Yep.
honestly ideal. It's mostly sunny. It's like warm without being hot.
Yeah.
Brisbane in the winter is great.
They have had a significant amount of climate change between now and the last time you were there, so it
That's
does
also valid.
yeah. Like over the summer, like they've had a few massive storms roll through, and one of the disc golf parks there, Cadogan, has been underwater like for months. I think like it was unusable. The whole thing is like flood plains. I'm like, this is a dumb place. What a dumb place.
Future site of the 2025 awards dinner.
Sweet, I love a boat party. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Cool. Anything else you want to talk about?
Come to Nats, you jerks. That's
Yeah.
all I gotta say.
We were fucked by the weather. Like he said, mate. Lucy's like, mate.
So I says to him, first of all, mate, you're the dickhead.
Second of all, triple threat's way better. Tip your waiters. All right, we should be back next week. I'd like to do. Is that a kangaroo emote? I think it is.
Maybe. Yes.
Sweet. We should be.
What's
We
the
should.
bird?
Quick, get
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see
ring.
kangaroo.
Just using what you learned. Awesome. That's awesome. So I think we are heading into a period where we should have a good run of shows going over the next little while, even though it is Easter and Anzac Day also this month for us down the side of the world. But that's not, it's on the Sunday, so the Monday, whatever. But yeah, we're going into a run where we should have a good amount of consistent shows. We're gonna have Rusty on at some point to talk more in detail about the minutiae of Nats, prices, timings, teams, like confirmed teams, all that kind of shit. So we'll announce when that happens. Yeah. Did I miss anything?
Probably, but it's fine.
Yeah,
We'll
who
make it up
cares?
later.
We're
We'll fix it in post. It's fine.
Yeah, we edit it in later. yeah, thank you for hanging out with us today. It's very nice to see you. Very nice to see the both of you again. Sorry we went for so long without doing any shows, but yeah, we'll be back next week, hopefully. But for this week, I've been Guy Next Door.
I've been Out of Focus DK.
And I've been Van.
Always remember to the out of focus thing got me. Like it was like speaking of lack of focus. Always remember to backtrack, kids. We'll see you next week. Ka kite anō.
I've been throwing daggers in the night. I've been chasing all the stars, stealing all their lights. The cut so sharp, cut so deep. If they seem to hit their target, must be